Hi, Karina here, your Lucid Living Coach. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm a healing arts astrologer, and I'm here to give you the new moon in Scorpio video. And I thought that I would just be sitting on my couch. I put a blanket on here because it's real velvet and I have sensory issues. It's just pokey to me. And so it's a beautiful red Victorian couch. I have all my paintings. I do host paint and sips, but I also paint on my own. So those are all of above me, and it's more of an authentic, raw, real, just like my ugly fingernails from Halloween. I just have not had the time or the energy to do my nails. So excuse them. It's very Scorpio. And I'm going to start with what's going on tomorrow or today, depend on when you're listening to this. But Saturday, I'm talking about Saturday the 4th, we will be having a meteor shower in Taurus. And also, it will be Saturn direct and Mercury opposite Uranus. So we want to make sure that we're not bouting out at the mouth and being passive aggressively angry, I guess, in our speech, because it could be very like unexpected, and Mercury is in Scorpio, which makes very like raw way of communicating, and it could be a little too much or too harsh. So just be mindful of your words. Saturn is stationary direct, and it will be at 0 degrees of Pisces for a little while. So just because it's a direct doesn't mean it hasn't moved forward yet as far as degrees. So it will be at 0 degrees Pisces for a little bit for this new moon, as well as Mercury opposite Uranus. But we will feel this shift, and we'll start like working on our projects that have been stalled and seeing them forward, because Saturn is the planet of restriction, and it's been slowed down. And we want to look at our chart to see where Capricorn is and what house it's ruling. This is the area that we will start to move forward. So things could be moving at a more hectic pace, creating nervous energy and unexpected happenings, because Uranus is also involved. And this is a good day for making plans, negotiations, and tests, which asks for our patience and our self-discipline. Don't put any restrictions or deadlines on yourself today. It's best just to go with the flow and exercise some meditation, or maybe you're getting flashes of insight. Maybe you want to journal, write things down, have some silent time. The breakdown to breakthrough will be happening where Capricorn is in your chart, as well as Pisces, because Saturn is in Pisces. I came across saturnalia. Now, Saturnalia was a festival that was celebrated by the ancient Romans. And it was celebrated between December 17th and the 23rd. Now, it was like a celebration where there was celebration like drinking and eating and gifts, gag gifts, like wax type gifts, probably like candles, and the chains were taken off the prisoners in the statue, and not the prisoners, the freaking slaves. Well, they're prisoners, but the slaves, and they were free during this festival to partake in the festivities. And Saturn was this day was like a celebration of liberation. Funny, because Saturn is the planet of restriction, constriction. Well, Saturday is Saturn Day, and Saturday is the first day that it's the first day of our weekend off. Isn't that funny? So we are, I guess, the slaves now, right? If we are working the corporation type 9 to 5 jobs, then Saturday is our first day off of the weekend. And Saturnalia was kind of the same kind of celebration of liberation for the Romans. Well, Christianity ended up adopting this festival as their own, calling it Christmas, and they replaced Saturn with Christ, which is kind of interesting because Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn, which is the devil in the tarot. So religion is a Saturnian thing, which is control and structure, right? But it's setting you free. And yeah, I just thought that was kind of interesting that we're more so worshiping the planet Saturn and celebrating the Saturnalia when we're celebrating Christmas. And I thought it was also interesting that the ancient Romans celebrated this on December 17th, which was the day of ophuichus, which when I was talking about Scorpio, Scorpio being the scorpion, the snake being ophuichus, and then Sagittarius being the rising of the phoenix, the eagle, the setting free. So then the celebration began, which would be the phoenix rising, the eagle flying. Very interesting. Very interesting. So I just thought I'd share. All right. So we have a black box day coming up on the 5th, which is on Sunday. And black box days are harder energies. So we also have one before the new moon on the 11th. Now, the one that's happening this Sunday will be a sun square moon day. So don't plan to accomplish much today, as it could lead to conflicts, especially harder for Leos and Aquariuses. And November 11th, which is an 11/11 day, Mars, the masculine, being in Scorpio, is opposing Uranus, the planet of eccentricity and unexpected changes and shifts, in Taurus, our value. So this could give an explosive, aggressive, and unexpected, frustrating energy. Monday the 6th, however, is a positive day. Well, Mercury will be trining over to Neptune. Venus is trining Pluto. In addition, it should be flowing pretty smoothly, and beneficial lunar aspects from Jupiter to the hardworking Virgo moon, and a pair of trines connecting Mercury and Venus to the outer planets. Now, Venus enters into Libra as Mercury is trine to Pluto on Wednesday, the 8th, leading to a good, happy hand in our relationships. The focus will be on harmony and mutuality and justice and balance and our relationships. So Thursday the 9th is Mercury moves out of Scorpio into Sagittarius, where our minds and our thoughts will be focused on our aspirations and feeling more positive about our future. And this is Mimi, Miss Miyagi. This is my pretty kitty Meow Meow. And she always likes to be all up in the mix. Yeah. Hey, good. We're just walking right on by. Well, that's a good girl. You're leaving your tail behind. Oh, now she's gonna sit on my Inside Degrees book, which I'll be picking up shortly. But so this new moon in Scorpio is happening on November 13th, which is my Nana's birthday. And it is happening on a moon day, Monday. This is going to be at 20 degrees of Scorpio at 1:27 a.m. while we are maybe sleeping. But Scorpio is the scorpion to the snake to the eagle phoenix, right? So there's this transformation, this transmutation, this death and rebirth. This is the caterpillar inside the cocoon preparing for its flight as a butterfly. It's changing and shifting. Now, Scorpion is associated with Scorpio, right? And then in the original astrology from India, there is a 13th sign of the zodiac called Ophuichus, and she is this snake, the serpent bearer. So from Scorpio comes Ophuichus, and then after Ophuichus comes Sagittarius, which is the eagle, the phoenix rising from the ashes. So that's pretty cool, right? Now, Scorpio in esoteric is a sign of discipline that is demonstrated through the transformation of the shadow. So if you do the work, you'll get the reward. What is the nature of the test that the universe has been putting you through personally? The 20 degrees moon and Pluto. What is your emotional state and how does your physical body feel? So there is an emotional transformation taking place that will lead to a new timeline shift. And we could be feeling these timeline shifts right now. We could feel it as being tired, wanting to sleep more, maybe drinking more water. Maybe there's just weird feelings about like even how you're moving about your days. So as we will be making these different choices than we have in the past, this is affecting our future, right? So we have control over our future. Oh, look, my tea. Oh, why did that light just dim? Don't dim. So the arrows of Aspire will wake the dragon and give the clue to slay the dragon. We will rise by kneeling and gang by yielding. And in the mantra, the warrior I am, and from the battle I emerge, trumpet. Now the ruler of Scorpio is Mars and Pluto, and the esoteric ruler is Mercury, Hermes. Now this looks at the personality, which is in the lower dimensions, Venus, the soul, higher dimensions. Now Jupiter is retrograde, and this is happening by building the new world through faith, manifestation, and affirming that the world is already there. That's huge. We manifest by confirming and expecting what we are living in, that in which we create and interact with daily. So it's just a way of creating what we want is through the physical world. And we must go about our daily lives as though we already have the thing that we are manifesting or desiring within our paradigm. So how does that look for you? Now, Scorpio rules the genitals naturally. This new moon is going to sugar our sexual desires. And it also rules other people's money, including debts, mortgages, wills, inheritance, credit cards, loans, banks, and shared resources. Now is a good time to be looking at our money and the money that we owe, as well as merging our finances with our partners. Scorpio also controls through possessiveness and jealousy, which is the shadow aspects of Scorpio energy. And if you're feeling these shadow aspects, don't reject it, make peace with it by acknowledging the feelings and learning to let go. Scorpio season is one of transformation, a death and rebirth, and is a time when the veil is thin between the worlds so we can connect with our ancestors, with our loved ones that's crossed over. It has been the Day of the Dead as well. And yeah, you could do certain things like I bake cookies for my aunt that passed away last year. She loved to bake, and I baked in honor of my aunt. And it's good to maybe put a picture of them on your prayer table and light a candle in remembrance of those that we love. So this is Scorpio. Scorpio is raw and authentic. This intensity can deepen our relationships and can be a great time for commitments that if you commit now, you'll see more longevity and staying power. This is also a great time to forgive and let go of any grudges that you might hold against anyone, as those grudges only hurt ourselves and our own future relationships. So sort them out. Life is too short, and karma is way too much of a drag. This new moon is a turning of the tides. So use this time to create the new you, the new world that you want to experience, the new relationships that you want to harness, or maybe just a new way of looking at your relationships and those that are special to you. So I think I'm going to go ahead and read the inside degrees. So the 20 degrees of Scorpio is a serpent wrapped around an immense egg. This is speaking about the timeline shifts, creating different future, nurturing this new life until the time is right to emerge like a butterfly. But live your life as though you will never become that butterfly and be okay with it. That's the part of letting go. Very tricky, right? You got to live like you have it, but also live as though you don't have it and be okay with not having that. It's tricky, right? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and read the inside degrees. Bearing deeply an entirely different future for yourself and everybody. Commended to hold this off, preserve it, keep it warmed through, not break into it until the signal is given. This is a punishing ordeal, for inside a different kind of reality and bear it directly within. But still you must live as if without it. This eventuates in a barren world, an outwardly determined existence in which things must be endured just about forever. You are testing yourself, making sure that you are worthy to bear your great treasures across the abyss. Do you have the forces to be steady, implacable, sound, and reliable, and not turn negative and become the resentful martyr? Do you know how to do the right thing even when you do not quite feel it inside? Deep at the core of your being, incredible things are completely and utterly alive. And they will come through when you have fully overcome the old karmas and shown yourself to be strong, clear, and true, even in a divided world that is past fixated and at the end of its cycle hanging on a bit too long. So I know this well. I have Mars conjunct Pluto in Libra. And yeah, I find that I hold on to a lot of things that are out of its expiration date. Speaking of, I just cleaned out my cupboards and I got rid of all the stuff that was expired. Now we also have Mars, the planet of passion and drive and will, conjunct this new moon. So it's going to give, like, okay, so the ruler of the new moon is Mars, and Mars is sitting with the new moon, giving us a new focus and a drive. I don't know, Mars is like, it is fire, and it clears and burns shit up that doesn't belong there anymore. So it's like this new moon is getting rid of the toxins, the toxicity, the old that is no longer serving us in a positive way. It's like we have these goals and these aspirations, and we have this focus that, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I want to focus on. And this is who I've become. And there's things that have been getting in our way. So we need to like get rid of those things. The masculine, Mars is the masculine. It's getting a makeover this week with this new moon as well as 16th. He conjoins the sun for a reset. So when anything is conjunct the sun, it's also getting burned up. So there is a whole bunch of endings that are happening for this powerful new beginning. This is the first lunation cycle after the eclipses, the eclipse portal. We're still in this eclipse energy. This new moon is really driving things forward for the next 6 months. So we have to look also at the past. So in May 5th, we had that eclipse right around this 20th degree of Scorpio. So what is it that we started around May that we're seeing like really come together? It could have been things that we started, and we're going to start seeing it really ramp up for this new 6-month cycle. Yes, this new 6-month cycle. Now look into your chart and see where Scorpio is, and Aries is ruling that house. So, or Mars is ruling that house. Yeah, so you want to look at Mars and Aries. I'm sorry, Scorpio and Aries, because that is the ruler of Mars. And that house is where our focus and drive and passion will be getting a new makeover. Partnerships. To make like this is a deep love and transformation. It's a really good energy to start driving the future forward. And also remembering when these energies of transformation is transmuting of this dark path to this new life future, you're going to have that darkness from the past. I mean, how much have you learned from your past? And you want to translate that into something new for yourself. So keep that in mind. Don't let past people and relationships or energy you, because you'll get the same energy just in a different body if you're not healing and transmuting this darker energy. Yeah, so when we're close to setting ourselves free, and the higher that we vibrate, there has to be that balance, that dichotomy. And so the darker energy can creep up on us again and try to strip us from our happiness in our relationships and partnerships, and even in our relationships with people. You know, maybe friendships, maybe you have realized that there are some friends that just aren't with your new you. Or maybe there's new friendships that are coming in that are really exciting, that you feel that are more like your tribe, your feather. So I wanted to say the Pluto quote, and there's a secret one inside. All of the stars and the galaxies flow through his hands like beaks. So, yeah, I mean, this is a very exciting time of new beginnings and shifts. Yeah, so I'm gonna pull a card from the Joshua Tree Tarot deck, because they're just so happy in the time of darkness and light all at the same time. Scorpio is the season where things start to die and the leaves are changing color. It's like my favorite time of year. And so let's pick a card to this new moon collective reading. They're orange. No, we're all kinds of matching with this card. There it is. What do we got? Eight of Pentacles. Okay. All right. So there is some earth going on. Pentacles is an earth card. Uranus is being triggered. So it looks like this guy's working pretty hard. We'll see. Eight of Pentacles. Engagement, dedication, practice, and process. So an artist paints the desert sculpture garden, deeply absorbed in her task, coloring the 8 rounded structures. Excuse me. The 8 of Pentacles signals diligence and commitment to your craft. You've decided that what is important enough to dedicate yourself to fully. That's so true, because this is the new moon, okay? Like I said, we're looking for what it is that we are going to dedicate our time and energy to. Now, you are deeply absorbed in the malicious effort towards the mastery of your technique. If you put in the work, you will see rewards. Let your process be your sanctuary. Every brush stroke along the way is for you to feel and explore. A work of art to experience in itself. So it's talking about enjoying the journey and not the destination. So many of us are so driven about the outcome and the destination, but we really don't embrace like the journey of getting to that destination, like the journey of getting to know someone and like learning about them and learning about ourselves within those relationships. Each new stroke of paint gets more refined as you echo the movement over and over again. Repetition is your opportunity to encounter yourself anew. Although your task remains steady, you change by engaging with it. Repetition serves you as your channel for observation of this process. Even if it takes many moons, keep going and be patient while you work on yourself. Over time, your learnings will build up to skills and eventually a proficiency. This process might even alter your entire understanding of your place in the universe. So the tip for this card is start a practice. It can be anything. Repeat a task for short periods of time each day and watch yourself improve. So yeah, one of the tasks I want to do is paint my hallway and my bathroom and my kitchen and my living room. I already painted my bedroom and my laundry room, but it's been a while since I picked up that paintbrush. I've been procrastinating, and it's definitely something that I want to get done. So maybe I will do a little exercise with that card. But yeah, let this new moon in Scorpio be that of transformation and really looking into the past of like what we learned. I mean, we've learned so much as a collective just during those couple years of the pandemic, and now we're learning more about ourselves in the chaos that's happening in the world, like the wars that are happening, and just about like being neutral and just, we're all sad that there are people and children dying, but picking a side is picking war. So we need to just understand that there's no right or wrong on any side that is killing children and women. And we just need to send love and light to these other countries and pray that we don't get involved in anyone's war, because war, I mean, so like negativity will grow if we focus on the negativity. But if we focus on the positivity, then the positivity will grow. Like what we're going to get out of it. How can we come together as a community to help in these places that are experiencing so much devastation? So yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Thanks for joining. Thanks for liking and sharing. Speaking of Scorpio, I will be having a paint and sip this Sunday, but I will be having another paint and sip on the 17th. And this will be a self-love paint and sip. So women will be able to bring their moon cycle blood, menstrual blood, and they have a space to paint. And I will provide the canvas and the paint. But if you'd like to bring a little bit of your menstrual blood to add to the painting, just to symbolize femininity, reproduction, power, strength, the connection with the unknown, the other side, the things unseen, our intuition, and our femininity, and how beautiful that is. And yeah, I just wanted to provide a space for those. So if you're interested in coming, it's in Crockett at the Township, November 17th, which is a Friday at 6 o'clock. I hope to see you. You can go ahead and hit me up. I have my Instagram, Lucid Living Coach. It's Lucid_living_coach. But nonetheless, I will pop up. I have a blonde wig on. And yeah, thanks for liking, sharing, and subscribing. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and hit the subscribe and the bell notification so you don't miss any of my future videos. And I hope you have a beautiful, transformative new moon in Scorpio. Peace out, your Lucid Living Coach, Karina.